The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 39. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of successful women finding their inner journey to self-confidence 5 days a week. Subscribe to our newsletter by visiting thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap-Chan. And today I have a special friend on today. You know, we've been meeting up at events almost every 3 months, and you know, she's just an amazing woman. She's always inspiring others to take action, and you know, she's been also been doing so well in her own business. She's an entrepreneur, a free spirit. She is currently in Orlando, Florida, I think, and her name is Polina Klyukach. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, that was right.
Without further ado, Polina, how are you doing today? I'm sure the listeners would love to hear your story today, and maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to them.
Oh, thank you so much, Tina. I'm doing fantastic, and I just feel so honored, to be interviewed by you. And when you just started the show, I told you that it's your thing, because you're so consistent with what you do, and I know that your show will be on the top of the chart. So I'm just really excited to be here, and I like what you're doing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. So, Polina, maybe you can let the listeners know, what's your cultural background?
Oh, my cultural background. Well, I'm originally from Russia, so I'm Russian, right? I moved from Russia to USA. It's already 4 years. 4 years ago. It was 2011. Chasing American dream. So that's how I got here. Yeah, you said that I actually traveling right now. I'm now in the north in Massachusetts, but yeah, I live actually in Fort Lauderdale, South Florida. So yeah, I used to live in Orlando for 3 years.
So, Polina, what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
My favorite self-confidence quote, I would say, to be beautiful means to be yourself. You don't need to be accepted by others. You need to accept yourself. So this quote just associated with the self-confidence and speak for itself, and I'll explain a little bit later why this quote.
Thank you. And, it's so true, right? Beauty has to come from within. And you have to realize, sometimes you got to look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful, right? Don't worry about what other people have to say. You are beautiful in your own right, right? And I believe every woman out there is beautiful. So thanks for sharing that. And in your own words, what would be your definition of self-confidence?
In my definition, self-confidence is simply to believe in yourself and your abilities that delivers to you the things that you want in life. The confidence, self-confidence, it's powerful emotion, right? And when you are on that vibration, it's actually, when you wish something, you just attract to yourself. So this would be my definition.
Awesome. It's true. What you attract, the things you think about, it comes to you, right? So you have to be careful of what you think and how you think and what you say to yourself. So yeah. Before, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
Well, honestly, I was born a little bit, was a little bit shy and, close-minded, and so, not really social, right? But when I went to school and, I started, communicate with people more. All my life, I was sure that I was confident, right? Because I saw that the confidence, it's a certain way how I should act, right? What I should do, what others expect from me, just to be the certain way. And I consider myself, confident. And many people say, oh, you're so confident, you're so brave, you always people perceive me a certain way, right? But deep inside, my heart, deep inside my soul, I always had that fear to be myself, who I truly am, right? So I never would share what I truly think, what is my vision, what is my dreams and everything, because I was afraid people would say, you're crazy. And it happened before, people would say, oh, you're crazy, what you think is so sometimes stupid, or, they just didn't understand me. And I decided, it's better just, to keep it, inside myself and just to pretend, that people see me the way how they want to see it. And that's how it was. But then, at some point of my life, I realized that it's not real confidence, to be someone else, and live up to expectations of others. It's not real confidence, even if people consider you, the most important thing is to be yourself, right? So that's the true, confidence for me, and, I think for others too.
Thank you. And it's so true, right? As women, we always put up this front because we're expected to do it, and then we lose our sense of self in the process. And then, we think we're confident, but we're only confident because it's what other people want us to be. When we really speak our mind, that's what true confidence is, regardless of what other people think of you, because in the end, there's always someone out there who's going to judge you or who's not going to agree with you. So you might as well just be yourself, instead of always pleasing others, because that can get really draining. I'm sure, Polina, you went through the same thing. And what was that aha moment when you realized, you can be yourself and people will still accept you and love you for who you are?
Actually, this aha moment happened to me was exactly a year ago. It was last summer, 2014. I attended mastermind, it's around my business. And there was a moment when there's like group of people, right? And the first day of mastermind, we were sitting, like the round, like we went on a hike, right? It was in Colorado. And we were sitting, and there was a question that we all, been asked. They asked us, so what is your intention here, and what's stopping you from achieving results in your life? What is stopping you, from achieving what you want? And I started thinking about it, and there are people, they've been sharing, different stories and everything. And I'm like, well, I came here to have a breakthrough, right? To learn something, take myself and business to the next level. But what is stopping me? Like, I'm like, I'm not sure what is stopping me. And then I'm sitting, and then I realized that soon they're going to ask me, to speak. And I started freaking out about it. I'm like, well, if I'm not going to speak right now, right? Like, I don't want to speak, but if I'm not going to speak, I'm not going to have that breakthrough, right? That I'm looking for. I'm like, so what is stopping me? And I realized that it's me. And that moment I realized that I was stopping all my life, stopping myself to speak up, to share what I think, to share what I feel. And you know what? I just went for it. I shared, I faced that fear. And since then, my life never been the same. I never spoke in front of the group of people, but that day I did. And right now, like 1 year from that moment, it's just my life, completely different. I say what I want, I speak my mind, even if people don't understand me. Sometimes, I know that some people are not going to understand me, but I don't care about that anymore. I know that there are people who will understand me, who need to hear my message. The people who need the real me,
Thank you. And it's so true, right? Like I said, we will always get judged, right? So it's better off just speaking your mind, because there is a group of people out there who will, resonate with you and want to connect with you and want to join forces with you. So, what's your life like now after that?
Well, my life, I can say that there is no challenges, right? I can say I'm so perfect. I'm like, I just always, say something and do something and not thinking about, like, sometimes I do have this, or what if they think about me this way, or, I have this fear, and it's natural, right? It's okay to have a fear, but I do it anyways. And, my life just getting better and better, and I always grow, from every experience, like day by day. And I know that, I can inspire others, do the same. So, definitely my life is completely different.
Thank you. And I think that's important that you shared that, you still have that fear, right? But you do it anyway. And it's important that we're aware of these fears that we have, because when we're aware of it, that's when we can decide, should I take action on it or not? But if you don't take the action on it, that's how most people get stuck. And when you do take that action, you feel a lot better. Your confidence starts to, increase a little. Even when I first started podcasting, I was so scared that maybe people wouldn't listen to it, or people might think I was nuts. I had all these different things in my head, and one of my mentors were like, what is stopping you, right? Just go out there and do it. Don't worry. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? And as women, we have this like notion that everything has to be like perfect to the T, right? And that's being perfect is what really stops us from, going for our dreams, doing the things that we really want. So I'm glad you mentioned that, that you still do have fears, and, this journey to self-confidence will never be over. It's a forever journey, right? And we're just here to help you along the way in that journey to get better and better. It's all about progression, because, in life, we're human, right? We're still going to experience, things that scare us, things that we might not be confident in, but, when you have a support system, it makes it feel better. So thank you, Polina. And
thank you for sharing, Shana. I love it. Like, you're the perfect example, like, even that you started your show, even like you said, you had these fears and thinking, like, you did it anyways, and right now you're just going to inspire so many people. So you're definitely doing the right thing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I just want to be a great example for other women out there to just take action in their own lives. So, Polina, to the woman who's listening to your show, right? She's, listening to what you have to say. She loves what your story is about. In her own journey to self-confidence, what would be that one tip you would give to her?
The one tip I would give, any woman, is just the fastest way, right, to gain your self-confidence is just do exactly what you're afraid of. That's the only tip I can say. If you're afraid to go and, speak in front of people, right, just go and do it. The more you're going to do it, the more confident you will become. If you're afraid to do videos, right, go and start do videos. One by one, you're going to be, more confident than one. At some point, you're not going to be, afraid anymore. If you're afraid to talk to men, right, go and do it. Start chatting with men, do it every day, and you'll just, you believe that, you're confident and there's nothing to be afraid. So everything, comes with practice. The more you do something, the more confident you're going to become, and just the only thing, the fear is always going to be there, no matter what you do, because if you don't have a fear, it means that you're comfortable. You're comfortable with where you are, and there is no more growth. So it's actually, I read one book recently, and I just remember, the guy said that fear is something not to avoid, right, but it's something to embrace and to seek, because if you don't have a fear, it's a sign that you got comfortable, and it's a sign that you not, because if you keep doing the same thing, right, you're in the same place, you're not growing, you're not, if you're gonna keep doing it, you're not gonna get different results. So the fear, it's actually a sign that you're going in the right direction and you're growing, and you're, achieving more and more results. So it's okay to have fear, but do it anyways. And the more you do it, the more confident you will become.
I love that. Punch fear in the face, ladies.
Exactly.
So, Polina, if the listeners wanted to get to know a little bit about you and your services and what you do, is there any social media profiles that we could link with or any websites?
You can come and send me a message. I recently cleaned my friend list, so I have space. So it's just facebook.com/Polina.Klyukach.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And to the listeners out there, if you want to connect with Polina, she's an amazing human being. If you see her on Facebook, she's always preaching nothing but love and inspiration. So definitely connect with her on Facebook. And if you want that info, you can head over to the taoofselfconfidence.com and search for Polina's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I really just want to thank Polina, for taking the time to share her story with the listeners. So Polina, my sister, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, for inviting me, and it was just a pleasure talking to you. I think you're amazing, and what you're doing, you will help so many women.
Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. And to the listeners out there, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey, and we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to another amazing episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence. Check out our resources to help you jumpstart your inner journey to self-confidence by visiting thetaoofselfconfidence.com.